Hey, good morning. This is Celine. How are you? Hope everyone is doing well and you have a plan for your week. This week for me, let me start first. I'm Celine and I am actually a real estate broker for Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. And I've been now going full time. This is actually my first year. And I would say that my plans were a little bit more, what I would they were more than what I had expected that I have done. But then again, I will say that there was a lot going on in my life. So in a way, there's no excuses for it, but I can see why certain things didn't happen. And that's kind of why I wanted to start this journal now. I think as we approach October, it's a great time to start realigning your goals of what you're expecting to do for next year. And that is something that I'm definitely very focused on this year. So, and I'm just going to tell you a little about background about me. A year ago, my daughter got married November 1st, and then my other daughter um, had twins on October 10th. So it was definitely a whirlwind of family emotions and changes and so forth. But I'm so excited for all of that, and I also decided to jump into real estate full time. So it was a lot of lifetime changes for me, and it has been a transition. But I would say sometimes, I kind of analyze myself as well, and I know the kind of person that I am. And one of the things that I excel is multitasking. So the more I have going on, the busier I get, and I think that's just what gives life excitement. And so, when things are kind of little too slow, sometimes it's a little like, okay, so what am I going to do? And my mind keeps racing. So this is actually a time for me right now, and I've taken a couple of weeks to kind of reflect on that, and just had a milestone birthday in August. So this year has also been a little bit chaotic, getting used to being a grandmother and so, which I love, and I wouldn't trade any day and any moment for it. My grand twins are going to be a year on in the next couple of weeks or so, so I'm super super excited. Um, Anyways, the reason I started decided to start this is to kind of give myself a little platform and hopefully gives you something to start with as well. I know that when I first started, I YouTubed so many videos and trying to figure out, okay, so what do I do? How do I start? And how do I plateau to get to that level of where, I see a lot of realtors being very successful. And I would say that if you worked before in a corporation or maybe you're a stay at home mom, it just depends. If you're business driven and if you decided to get into real estate, it's either because you want the flexibility, right? Which I really do enjoy that a lot. And it's a huge change for me having to go to work from 9 to 5, or actually I would be there from 7 to 7 sometimes and not get anything back at the end of the day. And I think with real estate, it's like you actually do build those relationships. It does allow you to push yourself to that next level that you never thought. So while you have managers always telling you like what you need to do, what you didn't need to know, those days when you fell back and you're like, wait a minute, but I am good at this, and that. So use those things that you feel that you have really strong qualities in and implement that into your business. But I would say, like, and I'm sure you will probably hear this from many YouTubes out there, is that you do need to get yourself organized. You need to be disciplined and you need to show up. And so I will kind of go through the things that I have been having issues with. And those are the things that I'm going to work for as I go into 2020, because 2020 is a year and I want to end strong 2019. And these are the things that I'm going to be focusing. So if you're with me, I would love for you to follow me, subscribe. This is obviously my first video. So, hey, if you guys want to start with someone together, then I would love for us to kind of connect and see how we can kind of push each other to get to finish this year strong. So one of my biggest things is I am so scared of getting on that phone to call and try to pick up a conversation. But I know that once I do, it's the momentum. You just get on one and then you get on another one. And some of them are just, you may goof up on some of them and you may not get that high, warm, fuzzy feel. And let's keep this conversation going or not. So you also may have heard in other videos like, hey, maybe start with a friend or someone that you can count on. And either call them and just kind of go through it. You're like, hey, can I just kind of go through this with you and see how that goes and get yourself warmed up and then go to your next call. So I just did that. And sometimes, your friends are too busy. So what I started doing is I started doing a video, and then you can send it via Messenger through Facebook. So they get it. Everybody goes on Facebook. So they have to look at your message. Um, so go through that. Maybe that kind of gets you warmed up. So that's really what I'm working on is getting rid of that fear of calling those prospects, those for sale by owners that definitely need help. And so before I did that, so I actually spent 2 days, and I spent days during the week as well that I go into the for sale by owners. So I see ones that I've just gone in for days or hours, and then I kind of list them out. And I had my office help me. They have a brochure that they made for me. And let me see if I can get one of those so that you can see. And I do apologize. I didn't really get out of the screen. I should have had this with me. Um, so this is one of the brochures that has helped me, and I think I started first with a small flyer with the sheet, and I thought that it felt really kind of cheap, and especially if you're trying to sell, homes that are, 300 and up, so half a million, and that's something that I want to focus on. So my goal is to focus on higher price points so that I don't have to do as many closings, because I do want the flexibility, but I want to be able to make the income. So hopefully you can understand that with me. So I'll never say no to a property that's under $200,000 either, because those are always good to have because you need that listings, correct? So this is kind of what I did for me, and obviously that's my brokerage. Um, and so it says, how can I sell your home? And so what it does is I kind of did this. I'm from Chicago, so it's just a little bit of a marketing. Um, I put a little note that says, FSBO's using a broker versus using a broker. What current showings, conditions of property. So you kind of help them out. Like, how can you, help your sell their home? And then this is, was your property marketed correctly and aggressive? And you do a little bit of verbiage there. And then I also took the opportunity to write a little bit about me. So why work with me? So in this you can do yourself, and if you want, you can message me, and I can actually. I think I have a PDF on it. I can actually send it to you. So it says that what I love to I love what I do, and I love what the city and helping people and so forth. So you can do your whole little verbiage, and if you haven't done one of those, you should probably look into doing one of those. And then finally, what the brokerage, what you offer. So your marketing, social, IG, social media, and so forth. So I have really enjoyed giving these out to the FSBOs. So what I've done now, my plan is that the moment that they go on FSBOs, and obviously I hear a lot about things about Zillow, but I that's the one thing that I actually do like about them. And you can go for sale by owner, or you can go on Craigslist, whichever. Or mine, I have actually been very fortunate that because it's something that I've been focusing on. Haven't gotten a listing on it yet, but I know that it's about consistency, correct? So that's what I'm doing. Is that I actually have found two FSBOs that weren't on Zillow. So those are great opportunities. So I did meet with one, and I went to go see it, and she had no images, no nothing. And I'm like, well, how are you planning on selling your home if you have no images? And the only people that are seeing it are the people that are driving by the block. So opportunity. So anyway, so this actually brought this back to life again because I had been focusing on FSBOs, and then I kind of diverted because I did get a couple of listings from my sphere. And so anyway, so I decided, let me go back on this because I do think that these are individuals that do need help. They're trying to save, and it's either, in this case, the ones that I found, it wasn't that they were trying to not use a broker, it's just that they bought at the wrong time. So they bought their property for a lot more money than they should have, and so that they know what the value is now, and they're trying to make a little bit. So by not using a broker, they're hoping to save, but at the same time, by not using a broker, then they're really not being able to sell it either. So there is perhaps like we could get them a little bit more money if they were to use a broker. with our commissions and so forth. So so I think I'm going to stop here for now. So that's just a little bit of what I'm trying to do is focus on my FSBOs. And so, like I was saying, we are so in the last couple of weeks, I actually started, kind of writing down the addresses and names and so forth. And if I get an email, that's great. If I get a number, that's as great. And so my goal for the week is, and hopefully you guys can do this with me as well, is grab 10, 10 numbers, 10 addresses, and then you're going to put them on a journal. And you can buy a journal from the dollar store and just put FSBOs on the front. Put the address, put their name of so obviously, I don't know if you guys have access to ramming through your MLS, but you can actually get the names of the owners there. Some of them have phone numbers or emails. Or if not, if they're already on for sale by owner, then you should be able to get a cell phone number or some type of number. Get 10 to 100 names, and so that you can call 10 of those every single day for the next 5 days. If we could do that, I'm thinking we could get at least one listing. My goal, and this is just a very small goal, my goal is to get 3 listings between now and October. Is that possible? I don't know. So anyway, so if you're in with me and we can do this, I would love to hear how you guys did it. And if you do it before me, that's even better. So I just kind of want to learn. And I think the reason I'm starting this, because I feel like, if we can get a couple of people together and if we're on the same mindset, that we can help one another. I think this world is big enough for everybody. There's no reason to be greedy. And I think that if we share some of like things that have helped us in our business, that we can plateau and be a success next year. And for those that have been doing this, hey, I would love to hear what you guys are doing and what your scripts are and so forth. Everybody has their own way of doing it. I have gotten some scripts from here and there, and I'm just kind of trying to put my own little feel on it, and I think that'll work. I think I also have seen a lot of ones that says, hey, if you put a little bit more of your personality and who you are, I think that's the success of it, because once you meet someone, you want to it kind of has to make sense, your verbiage on your literature, your image, and how you present yourself. And I this is who I am, and I try to be the same. So what you see is what you get. So anyway, so good luck, and please stay in touch and follow me. I'm at snizbiz on Instagram and Celine Niz on Facebook. So hope to see you soon, and good luck. Let's stay in touch. I will try to post again at the end of the week, and I'll tell you how things went. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.